first time I met Shah was at a Filmfare Award. It was a pain I will never forget in my life. One thing I admire about him is his dedication to his fitness and his martial arts, definitely. I saw the trailer. I was happy to see that he came in with a passion and artistry. And he's left us with that. First I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side.
Let's move to a few fan questions. This is Karan from Mumbai, and the question is, hey Shruti ma'am, big fan of yours. What is that drives you the most in life and who inspires you a lot? We love both your acting and singing. It's a small request. Any song you'd like to sing? Wishing us all good health and happiness in life, and big, big love to you. So
that's a long message, isn't it?
That's a long message, yeah. What is it that drives you, and if you can sing an inspiring song?
I think what drives me is like allowing myself to change. That, like, it's pretty simple. I don't have like these huge goals or like vision boards like people have, and like I don't have that. I just try to change constantly for the better, ideally, and keep myself in check and keep my allow myself enough room to err and then fix it and develop myself further. So that's like been my motivation from day one. And that becomes a personal journey, which is like kind of disconnected from everybody else in a good way, you know. And what was the second question?
If you can please sing an inspiring song for him.
An inspiring song? You tell me, no, Faridoon, what song?
No, any song. I think I love your English songs. I think they're
so I think I Will Survive. First I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. Then I don't remember the lyrics. I Will Survive is the best survival song.
This is amazing. I think your fan will not be completely like happy because he would have wanted something longer, but maybe at the later.
Request now properly, because everywhere people are like, sing anything, and I'm like, oh.
But it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Oh, and he said, wish you all good health. So wish you all good health. Yes.
All right. This is Shivam Saxena from Jaipur. My question to Shruti ma'am is, what was your first reaction when you met SRK, and when you are coming with your next movie project?
My next movie is Yara, releasing on Z5 on the 30th of July. And the first time I met Shah was at a Filmfare Award in Chennai. And my father forgot to introduce me to him. And it was a pain I will never forget in my life.
This is Sarah from New Delhi. Why not rom-com more? Basically, she's trying to say that why not doing more rom-coms? She's doing good work in South, but we want to see her in Hindi movies as well.
You know, I'd love to just address this honestly, Faridoon. I haven't got offered as many interesting roles as I'd like. And there's also been this kind of thing of, lekin aap to South mein busy rehte ho. I've heard that so many times. And what I've always tried to say is, but that is also like important to me. It cannot be that you give up everything to be in Bollywood. That's not like a healthy approach. And I am South Indian as well. I work in 2 South Indian industries. Like what Telugu cinema has given me is very valuable to me. I'm a Tamil girl. That's my lineage and heritage, as well as Bombay. So what started to happen is, it started to become like in aap South mein busy rehte ho. Then, you know, it's not a focus on Bollywood. So I kind of ended up gravitating more to the South for that very practical reason, you know. Having said that, the roles that I have got have been more serious, like even in Yara. I think Behan Hogi Teri was a fun role, kind of in that rom-com space. But yeah, definitely, because I personally love like performing comedy. Like I would love to do, I enjoy even slapstick, but like a romantic comedy is always lovely. So I would love to do more, definitely. But having said that, even in the South, I think maybe they don't think I'm cute and funny. I don't know.
This is Prashant Kumar Pandey from Kolkata. Hi ma'am, my question is, when did you realize that there is an artist inside you? And also, what advice would you like to give for the upcoming generation?
Do you know what? I believe that there's an artist inside every child. It's just different ways of expressing it. Creative expression has been like maybe more natural in my home. It felt like a natural extension, but I don't really know when. But I've always loved dancing, singing, writing, painting, anything creative. Really, like I've always been that way, so I can't say exactly when. In terms of advice, I don't think I can give generalized advice because what has worked for me may not work for everyone. But I would just say that there is a combination of always hard work, like you should be willing to work hard. And it has to be, which I have learned over time, is learn to get along and stand apart always.
Wow, wow, that's wonderful. Ravi Kishan JP from Noida.
Okay.
How was it working with Vidyut Jamwal? Share something that you admire about him, please.
It was really fun working with them and all the boys, in fact, because like I said, it was like a school trip, you know. I think one thing I admire about him is his dedication to his fitness and his martial arts, definitely.
Jyotis Moy from Assam. Who's your favorite South star? By the way, we loved your chemistry with Allu Arjun in Race Gurram. Interesting is this guy is from Assam and he's talking about South cinema.
I love it. No, but you know what? The thing is, a lot of our films have been dumped on other, you know, on other platforms, channels, whatever. And because of that, it's actually pilfered back an audience who wants to see the original. Because क्या करते कि जब dub करते वो गाना cut कर लेते तो ये they see the song separately on YouTube, then they see the dub, then they're like, you know what, forget it, let's just see the full film. And I've seen this happen so many times. For Treadstone, I went to shoot in Nobulinka Monastery in Dharamshala, and all the monks had watched Race Gurram. And I was like, what? You know, it was like, I'm like, especially this particular film he's talking about, like, has had like an insane level of reach. I can't pick one person that I've enjoyed working with the most. It wouldn't be fair because I've like learned so much from so many of them. Like, yeah, I mean, I can't pick one. I really can't.
No, that's understandable. Chandan from Pune, her thoughts when she saw the trailer of Dil Bechara, that is Sushant's last film.
I met him very like briefly, I think at some award show or something. So I didn't know him very well. But what I always knew of him and from his work is he was very much in his artistry and was very passionate about his work. And it's very unfortunate that what happened, but I think in the overview of everything, even when I saw the trailer, I was happy to see that he came in with a passion and artistry, and he's left us with that, you know, and that's the thing to focus on.
This is Abdullah Daniel from Bangalore. What made you do Yara?
Definitely always with the film, unless it's like a super commercial film for which you're doing it for different reasons. But it's always the script and the character. And it was wonderful, my character in this film. I was so excited to play it. But really, I really loved Pigman Chussa's work. And I was really, really excited to work with a director like him. And I'm so glad to have done it because I learned so much from him.
This is Nitin Kadu from Shioni. Hey Shruti, do you have any interest in politics? Also, do you subscribe to the idea that artists should stay away from politics?
Okay, so I don't have enough knowledge. We've discussed this before. I don't have enough knowledge to make a strong political statement. These next few years in my life, also looking at the state of things, is to be more informed and be more aware before I open my mouth about it. But being an artist is a political statement. What is politics? It is a reflection of people's choices. It is a reflection of society. What is art? It's the same thing. Do you know what I mean? You are making political choices and the things that you say in films without even realizing it. Or as a songwriter, when I'm writing from a place of a woman who sometimes feels oppressed or sometimes feels liberated, it is a political statement in some way. Right. I don't know if you can separate artistry and politics. Now, standing for an election is a different thing, but I think when artists have, some of my favorite musicians or actors, when they stand up for something that's important and they align themselves to the right political cause, it motivates and changes the opinions of their fans and their followers, which is wonderful.
Ananya Jutsi from Bhopal.
Yes.
Shruti
We
ma'am, I
shot in
don't.
Bhopal actually for Yara. Yeah.
Okay. So, Shruti ma'am, I don't know anyone has ever noticed this or told you this ever, but your eyes are too attractive. That like vampire. You should have been there instead of Kristen Stewart in Twilight.
I don't know if I want to be in Twilight, but actually, I have been told that I look like a vampire, and it makes me very happy because it's like fully my sense of fashion is very like goth and like so. And I've always been very pale in school, so naturally I feel like I gravitate more towards the vampire look than the Hindi film heroine look. Anyway, so that's a great compliment. Thank you.
This is Anurag Chatterjee from Kolkata. Is there any planning to do a music video, Shruti ma'am? Because you have a damn good voice.
Yes, I am. I am planning some. There are going to be some surprises in store. Furthermore, after the lockdown, definitely. But even before that, some surprises. Yes.
This is Swapnil Shelke 2708, Swapnil from Ahmednagar. Please ask her to sing Aankhein Coffee Peete Peete Mil Rahi Hain song from movie Gabbar. Now this
So
is a
I never sang that song, but I'll sing
specific
it.
request. It's a
Okay.
specific request.
I very much appreciate the specific request.
Right.
Okay. आंखें कॉफी पीते पीते मिल रहे हैं आंखें कॉफी पीते पीते मिल रहे हैं. That's I remember only that much.
Oh,
Sorry.
This Shiv from Mumbai, my question is there any chance we could see her doing international projects, Hollywood, and also ask about her singing venture? So people keep on asking about singing venture. Any plans to do, any offers to do any international project?
So I just finished Treadstone last year, which was really exciting. It was a fun experience and it was a guest role. Definitely want to do more in the future. But like, honestly, I'm not one of those, here's my plan, then A, then B, say C. So if it happens organically, yes. But my main focus is with the international music, which I'm doing a lot of work with. And I've been performing in London and taking it one step at a time.
Just a few more questions. This is
Sure.
Anuj from Pune. How has her change of fields from acting to music changed her as a person, like mentally?
So actually the change was not acting to music. It was music to acting to begin with. And I think I'm very more musician-y, I've been told by people in my vibe. But what I learned from acting is I spent most of my life covering up my emotions because I think of my background, or I wasn't sure what people would think of me, or I was quite an underconfident child. So I just felt like, I shouldn't show emotion. So acting actually helped me reconnect with my music and emotion more deeply. Acting has given me a sense of discipline, and it's taught me some really valuable lessons really hard, really quick. So really the big shift, switching back into music wasn't a problem at all. It was from music to acting. I think मुझे 10 साल लगे धीरे धीरे सीखने में.
This entire conversation around mental health and why is it important for people not to be maybe too over competitive and
Oh my
to
God,
have hobbies, have diversions in life, which keep them away from the entire over competitiveness and the pressure situations
Sure.
that many youngsters find. What are your views on it? Because
I
personally,
think someone,
when I see your Instagram, I'm sorry, when I see your Instagram and you're putting those and you're just playing that piano and just singing your heart out, I find that amazing.
Thank you.
And I feel that you're the happiest when you're doing it.
I am. That's why I do it.
Yeah. So how important is it to have diversions, to have life away from your main profession, maybe?
Yeah. I've always been speaking about mental health forever. And because I'm someone who ignored my issues for a long, long time. And it negatively impacted my life. So step number one, do not divert attention from your inner voice, your inner issues. You'll find symptoms to something that's going on in your mind, in your body. Maybe you'll develop cholesterol. Maybe you'll have blood pressure issues suddenly, or you have young people facing fatigue and they're not sure what it is, and it could be linked to depression. It could be linked to anxiety. So at that point, don't divert away from facing yourself. You are going to be your partner first for the rest of your life. So you have to listen to yourself. And once you start working on yourself, for some people, therapy works. I personally think talk therapy is wonderful, because as much as your father or your mom or your friend or your boyfriend or girlfriend loves you, they're not equipped to have a subjective point of view to help you. That's the key thing there.
Yeah.
And then after that, diversion is important, because we've heard this 100 times. Life moves on, things go on in good ways and in bad ways. So to like hold on to things, be it money, be it fame, be it a person, be it a thing or a job, you just need to like have enough joy that you can produce amongst yourself. Some people love to travel, some people love to cook, some people love exercise. It's so important to do those things that are for you and release that energy of joy into the universe so that you're attracting more.
That's wonderful. That's really amazing. Riza Rani, she looks fresh nowadays. What is the reason behind it?
Why? What does that mean? Did I look like shit before? Actually, I was a bit unwell in between. I had a hormonal issue and I was really struggling with a lot of things: my skin, my sleep, my health, my weight. And I think we diagnosed what it was, and I'm better now. I think that's really just what it is, honestly.
This is Swali Prangya Senapati. I
Whoa.
hope I pronounced it right. Swati Prangya Senapati. South
Pragnya?
industry.
You mean Pragnya?
Prangya.
Okay.
It's the handle, so it is Prangya. I can say that. It is Prangya Senapati. South industry always prefers male-oriented films, and females are not equally distributed same work. What is her perspective on this?
I disagree, because I think it's an Indian problem, first of all. Okay, you can count on your hands how it is a patriarchal business. And there are predominantly male-driven stories. There's no lying about that. Also think there are beautiful female-driven stories in the South and in Hindi. And, I just feel like it's not fair to like say that. I think the films that maybe are viewed from the outside seem that way, but I would say that there is there, when the matriarchal streak comes through, it really does. And I think it's the same in Hindi cinema as well. We have some really successful box office running films that star women, stories about women, and that's something of a very successful step, I think. Yeah.
River Phoenix NJR.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was a handle. The name is Nadia from Dhaka. She could have kept it simple, I feel. But anyway, this
But
is
she likes
Nadia.
River Phoenix, so good. Okay, yeah.
All right. This is Nadia from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I want to ask her that what is the one thing she looks for when she signs a film? Good script or good star cast? Thank you.
So first, always good script, but I'm not going to lie. Today, I'm in a different phase of my career, but there was a big pressure almost in the beginning, kind of like a checklist of the actors, your co-stars that you have to work with, because it does determine so many things after that. It gave me a false sense of stability. I think it's a false sense of stability, if I may say so today. But it's also important to have that good male co-star, because then you're guaranteeing a certain level of production, you're guaranteeing a certain kind of distribution and release. It all ties in with each other. But today, I can categorically say it doesn't matter who's there, it's the script.
It is a script. But do you think that maybe things should change, and
Yes.
ultimately it is the script that should matter, and it can be ruled by a woman as well?
Yes, I think that will happen. It may happen. It's happening slowly. One would want... It's not just about women. Even in women, there are certain kinds of women, that play certain kinds of roles. There isn't even that much diversity in that right now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I find even that like, oh, okay, it's Punjabi girl, it's this girl, it's that girl, it's lawyer corporate lady. It's just kind of still limited, And I think if we can stop having to say female oriented at all, we've achieved something. If the woman, like even in life, we have that up and down in the narrative of day-to-day life. I don't know how that feels because I didn't grow up like that and I don't live like that. But I know it's a real thing. And when there are moments where I face it in real life, I'm like, are you kidding me? It's 2020. Like, they're like, nee, ladies, yahan pe, nee, hum baat karte hain. I'm like, or I run my own house, I pay the salaries. But you know, how many times me and my friends who are married say, I pay a salary, but he'll only talk to my husband. This is a real life problem. So how do we expect cinema not to reflect that? Ideally, we want a society and cinema where you don't have to say the term female-oriented film. And because of that, then all of the roles will also become more fluid and more relatable.
As you said, and even I said, that I think it's the script that should decide everything, and if it is required, that it can be like a woman ruled subject as well, if required, because
Yes.
it should not be, nothing should be forced, either like a man oriented or like a woman oriented. It should not be forced.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that is what you said as well. So that
yes.
is, I think, perfect.
Like, for example, in a film like Yara, it is a male-dominated film, for example. It is a story of 4 male friends and gangs and fights. But the woman's narrative is very important to the story. And I enjoy that. I don't mind being in that scenario. Do you understand what I mean? Because it's real. It's real and organic to the time in the story.
Definitely. All right, Shruti, as always, wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much for your time. And have a great time in Hyderabad and enjoy the garden.
Yes. Thank you.
And all the best wishes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.